Hi, I'm Analou. I'm Siruma, 20 years old. Want to get some tips on how to be a good and productive leader? Well, I will give you what you look for. When you hear the word leadership, what comes into your mind? Well, leadership is the art of motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. The leader is the inspiration and the director of the group. He or she is the person in the group that possesses the combination of personality and skills to make others want to follow his or her direction. Here are some tips on how to be a good leader. Number 1. Even though you're a leader, you must be a good listener too. Learning to listen involves developing appropriate skills and using the right process. Through such learning, we can improve our listening and therefore our communication. We hinder our communication when we do not listen. That is, failing to decode the message as the situation requires. Tip number 2. A leader must have an honest understanding for who you are, what you know, and what you can do. A successful leader has to convince his followers of his skills and knowledge of the position. Tip number 3. A leader should be proactive and retroactive. Proactive means anticipating to the situation. Retroactive means reacting to the situation. Tip number 4. In a group, the very important thing is that the leader should communicate to the member for them to express their own idea about the topic. Because communication promotes motivation by informing and clarifying the members and the task to be done. The manner they are performing, if it is not the part, and also it is a course of information to the organizational members for decision-making process. And as it helps identifying and assessing alternative course of action. Tip number 5, the last tip. The leader should always have the feedback because feedback is the mirror of communication, and it is the manner of the receiver of the message sending back the message as perceived. Lack of feedback after issuance of complex instruction signify that the message was not received clearly and yes. We have 4 basic leadership styles. The first is autocratic leadership style. It is often considered as the classical approach. It is one in which the leader retains as much power and decision-making authority as possible. The leader does not consult to the members. It has 3 characteristics. The first is rely on threats and punishment to influence members. Number 2, do not trust members. Number 3, do not allow for members' input. This style of leadership should not be used when the first, members became tense, fearful, and resentful. Number 2, members expect to have their opinions back or heard. Number 3, members begin depending on their manager to make all their decisions. The second is bureaucratic leadership style. This style is where the leader managed by the book. Everything must be done according to the procedure or policy. This style can be effective when, first, members are performing routine over and over. Number 2, members need to understand certain standard or procedure. This style is ineffective when, first, work habits form that are hard to break, especially if they are no longer useful. Number 2, members lose their interest in their jobs and in their fellow workers. Number 3, members do only what is expected of them and no more. The third leadership style is democratic leadership style, also called as the participative style, as it encourages members to be a part of the decision making. Characteristic of this leadership style is develop plans to help members evaluate their own performance, allows members to establish goals, encourages members to grow on the job and be promoted, recognized, and encourage achievement. This leadership style should not be used when there is not enough time to get everyone's input. Number 2, the leader feels threatened by this type of leadership. Number 3, members' safety is a critical concern. The last leadership style, laissez-faire leadership style, also known as the hands-off style. It is one in which the leader provides little or no direction and gives members as freedom as much possible. This is effective when members are highly skilled and experienced and educated. Members have pride in their work and have the drive to do it. This style should not be used when it makes employees feel insecure and the availability of a leader. Leaders are unable to thank members for their good work. All these 4 basic leadership style depends on you on how you can relate with this style. Thank you.